Welcome to Discovering Jesus. In this series, we explore the life, teachings, and lasting impact of Jesus Christ. Let's embark on this journey together.
Hey, welcome to Discovering Jesus. I'm Pastor Terry, and today we're going to look at the astronomical odds of Jesus fulfilling all of the messianic prophecies that he filled in the Old Testament. Each one of these raises the level of impossibility every time he fulfills one. And Jesus fulfilled over 340 prophecies from the Old Testament. So first and foremost, what's a messianic prophecy anyways? A messianic prophecy is a prophecy that takes place in the Old Testament thousands of years before Jesus, or even hundreds of years before Jesus shows up. Messianic is a word that points to Messiah. The Messiah is a savior or a king that would come and save the Jews and save God's people and save us. And so when we read the Old Testament, it is filled with all kinds of messianic prophecies, all the way from Genesis chapter 3, verse 15, in which God tells Adam and Eve that there will be odds between the snake and her baby boy. So in other words, God is saying there will be a baby boy that will crush the head of a serpent, that will crush Satan and his plans, and the serpent will strike his heels. That's the very first messianic prophecy, or a prophecy about a coming Messiah who would be a boy, who would be bruised, which is the cross, but not killed, right? Because he's resurrected, and then would literally destroy the plans of Satan. Peter Stone, a mathematician and professor, wrote a book called Science Speaks. Inside of this book, he wrote out the probability of Jesus fulfilling all of the messianic prophecies that he did. The first calculation he started with was just the 8 major prophecies that Jesus fulfilled. So here are the 8 messianic prophecies that Peter Stoner was using when he was coming up with the statistical probability of anyone fulfilling this. And so he only uses 8, and they're from the Old Testament. The first one is found in Micah 5:2, and it's that Jesus would be born, or that the Messiah would be born in Bethlehem. The second one is found in Malachi 3:1, and it simply says that there will be that the Messiah will be preceded by a messenger who will make clear the way. The third prophetic, and we know that messenger, by the way, is John the Baptist, who ends up baptizing Jesus. The third is that the Messiah would enter Jerusalem on a donkey. This is found by the prophet Zechariah, and it's in the book of Zechariah 9:9. Fourth is that he would be betrayed by a friend. This is Psalms 41:9, and that friend who betrays him is Judas, fulfilling that prophecy. In Zechariah 11:13, we find out that he'll be sold out for 30 pieces of silver, which is the payment that Judas received to betray Jesus. Then we find out that the money that was used by Judas would then buy a potter's field, a desolate field, with that money, and that field would never be used again. That's Zechariah 11:13. Then we also find out that Jesus stands silent before his accusers. This is a prophetic word in Isaiah 53:7, in which Jesus literally, he fulfills it by not speaking to Pontius Pilate in his defense and not fighting against his accusers. And then the final one that Peter Stone uses for this mathematical probability is that he will be crucified with his hands and feet pierced with nails. And this is a prophetic word found in Psalms 22, verse 16. Now, when you look at this probability of one person fulfilling 8 of these prophecies, it comes to 1 in 10 to the 17th power. That's a 1 followed by 17 zeros. I mean, just to illustrate this, Mr. Stone went on to give this example. He said, if you were to take silver dollars and fill up the state of Texas 2 foot high, then randomly mark one silver dollar and hide that silver dollar in the mix. Then you send a blindfolded man to go out and find that silver dollar with one try. That would be the probability of one person being able to fulfill just the eight prophetic words we had. The thing is, Jesus filled over 360. Now, if you think about that, that means that the odds continue to go higher and higher. So just to fulfill 48 prophecies, you now have 1 to the 10th and 157th power. That's a 1 with 157 zeros. And when you take it even further to 300 prophecies, it becomes unimaginable the number that we end up with when we're talking about Jesus. All these is miraculous. And so today I just want you to realize that one of the things that lets us know that Jesus is who he says he is the fact that he fulfilled over 360 messianic prophecies that were prophesied hundreds and even thousands of years before Jesus was ever born. And it's so amazing. In this lesson below, I've listed several other prophetic words that Jesus fulfilled, such as being born of a virgin, being born in Bethlehem, being a descendant of Abraham, being a descendant of David, being called out of Egypt, being betrayed by 30 pieces of silver. He was crucified with 2 criminals. That's a prophetic word that Jesus fulfills. They cast lots for his garments while he is on the cross, fulfilling the prophecy of being pierced with his hands and feet. His clothes are being gambled by soldiers. Well, that was a prophetic word. He has no broken bones on the cross. That's another prophetic word. And then he's buried in a rich man's tomb. All of these are adding to the prophetic words that are proving that Jesus is who he says he is. And so when we look at these, I just want you to know, this is the extraordinary measures that God has given you to give you evidence that Jesus is who he says he is. So I just want to encourage you to take time and check that out and let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Now, for more information or to grow in this, we have a free series on our Collective Kingdom Network. This is free to anyone who's interested in learning about Jesus. Whether you are brand new to who Jesus is, or maybe you just recently got saved, or you've been saved for a while, but you really want to grow and really come into the truth of who Jesus is. This will have testimonies and historical evidences and even lessons on the gospel to help you understand who Jesus is. There's also a video on there for anyone who wants to know how to ask Jesus to be the Lord and Savior. We'll have videos on why do we need a Savior? Why is sin a problem? All of these are going to be listed there, and that link is in the description below. Again, this is a free course. We want to bless everyone that's interested in this, and as long as you stay friendly and are a part of it, this will be a free gift to you. So in the comments, just do me a favor. Tell me if your mind is blown by the probability of Jesus fulfilling 8, much less 360 prophecies. If that's something that amazes you, just put that in the comments below. If you have prayer requests, or maybe you're wanting to know how to get saved, put in there. Ask me, how do I get saved? I will send you a link that will show you how to give your life to Christ, how to become a Christian, and how to walk that way. So I look forward to praying and talking and engaging with all of y'all. And I hope you'll join us on the Kingdom Collective course that we have available for you. The link is in the comments below. I hope you have a blessed day.